If you are sitting there right now, perhaps with a cup of morning coffee slowly cooling in your hands, looking out the window and feeling a haunting stillness in your own home, please pause for a moment. Listen to the beating of your own heart. This message was created just for you. There are days when this house seems too large. The steady ticking of the grandfather clock on the wall suddenly feels louder than ever. You look at the framed family photos on the mantle, memories of summer vacations long past, bustling Thanksgiving dinners filled with laughter, the children who once ran around the yard, now grown and living in different states. Sometimes, a quiet storm brews inside you. It's a feeling of emptiness, a touch of regret, a fear of time slipping through your fingers, and a persistent question. What is my purpose now, when people don't seem to need me the way they used to? If you are carrying these feelings, please know that you are not alone. Millions of people stepping into their golden years hold a similar void in their hearts. Society teaches us how to work hard, how to raise children, how to pay the bills, and build a life. But no one teaches us how to slow down. No one teaches us how to face ourselves when the busiest years have passed. Aging is not a fading away. It is a sacred transition. You have spent your youth carrying heavy responsibilities. Now, as the pace of life slows, this is not the time to sink into emptiness or feel obsolete. This is the time to return and care for your own soul. Today, let us take a quiet walk inward. Let us explore 10 timeless truths, drawn from the wisdom of nature and the deepest experiences of a human lifetime. These lessons will help you reopen the door to joy, soothe your regrets, and find everlasting peace in the autumn of your life. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Breathe out slowly. Your journey of healing begins right in this moment. Lesson 1. Embrace the changing seasons of life. Look at the old oak or maple tree in your backyard when autumn arrives. As the leaves turn golden and fall to the grass, the tree does not weep. It does not try to use its branches to hold onto the falling leaves. The tree understands a great law. Dropping leaves is not an end, but a way to conserve energy, to rest, and to prepare for a new cycle. Human life is no different. You might be facing the empty nest syndrome. The house that was once cluttered with toys, loud with the TV and the bickering of children, is now frighteningly quiet. You feel like a piece of your identity, the identity of an always busy parent, has vanished. But remember, everything in this world has its season. You have beautifully completed the spring of planting and the summer of hard labor and nurturing. Now is the autumn of quiet harvesting. Allow yourself to enjoy this new space. Change is not taking anything away from you. It is simply clearing room so you can welcome new joys. Your responsibility now is no longer to manage the lives of others, but to live your own life fully. Lesson 2. Make peace with yesterday's regrets. When looking back at a journey spanning decades, it is so easy to fall into the trap of if only. You sit in your rocking chair and begin to rewind the past. If only I hadn't worked so late and missed my son's baseball game. If only I had been more patient and hadn't said those hurtful words to my spouse in a moment of anger. If only I had bravely pursued my dream job instead of choosing safety. But my friend, look at your past self with the deepest compassion. At that time, with the knowledge you had, the financial pressures you were bearing, and the struggles no one else understood, you truly did the best you could. Do not use the wisdom, maturity, and perspective of a 70-year-old to judge the stumbles and fears of a 30-year-old. Gently set down the album of regrets. The past is a school for learning, not a prison for you to lock yourself in every night. Forgiving your yesterday self is the most precious gift you can give your today's self. Lesson 3. Cherish your body and the marks of time. We live in a world that constantly glorifies youth, perfection, and makes us feel insecure about the natural aging process. Waking up, you might feel frustrated by aching joints, by the inability to reach a high shelf, by hair that has turned snow white and skin dotted with age spots. But try to shift your perspective, just a little. This body hasn't betrayed you. It has fought and survived alongside you for decades. These trembling, wrinkled hands have comforted crying babies in the middle of the night, gripped the steering wheel across tens of thousands of miles, and kneaded dough for hundreds of Christmas pies to keep the family warm. The wrinkles around your eyes are not signs of decay. They are maps recording tens of thousands of smiles and the resilient tears you have overcome. Do not resent growing old. Aging is a sacred privilege that millions around the world never got to experience. Love your body, cherish it, slow down with it, and be grateful that it still allows you to wake up each day to see the sunlight. Lesson 4. Turn silence into a sanctuary. Silence often gets a bad reputation. Many older folks have a habit of keeping the TV on all day, from one news broadcast to another talk show, not because they really want to watch, but just to have human voices echoing in the house, to chase away the gnawing feeling of isolation. But that meaningless noise only exhausts your mind. When you stop fearing silence, you will discover it is the greatest teacher. Instead of seeing the quietness of the house as loneliness, see it as your own personal sanctuary. Finally, after 40 or 50 years of noise, rushing, and racing against time for others, you have a space just for yourself. Turn off the TV, step out onto the porch, sit down and simply listen. Listen to the wind rustling through the trees, the hidden birds singing, or the crackling of the fireplace. In that absolute silence, you will hear the beating of your own heart. You will realize that being a friend to yourself and enjoying your own presence is an incredibly peaceful feeling. Lesson 5. The present is all you have. The older we get, the easier it is to fall into the countdown trap. We start worrying about how many years we have left, fearing illnesses that might strike, and dreading the separations ahead. But you know what? Anxiety about a tomorrow that hasn't arrived only steals all the joy of today. The greatest wisdom in life is understanding this. The past is a paid bill. The future is an unpredictable fog. Only today is a real gift placed in your hands. When you sit on the porch in the morning, just be the person sitting there. Don't let your mind drift to next week's doctor appointments. Fully feel the warmth of the coffee cup seeping through your fingers. Breathe in the scent of freshly baked bread. Smile when you see a little squirrel scurrying across the yard. When you shrink your world down to fit the present moment. When you live fully in every second, all the heavy anxieties about mortality or sickness will automatically dissolve. Lesson 6. Your life is a unique patchwork quilt. In our country, we have a beautiful old tradition, making patchwork quilts. Grandmothers and mothers gathered colorful scraps of fabric, pieces cut from worn-out shirts, and stitched them together into a warm, memory-filled blanket. Your life is exactly like that beautiful quilt. Never look at your neighbors' lives or the perfect family photos of others to compare with your own. Do not ask why their children are more successful or why they have a larger retirement fund. Their patches might look vibrant, but your quilt holds your own stories. That quilt has dark patches of loss, the pain of losing a spouse or a lifelong friend. It also has brilliant patches from your wedding day or the moment you welcomed your first grandchild. And it has the frayed patches of quiet sacrifice. It is those imperfect pieces stitched together by the thread of time that have created a masterpiece bearing your name. Be proud of the quilt of life you have woven with your own hands. Lesson 7. Let go of the heavy burdens of resentment. In the long journey of a lifetime, we have all been hurt. Siblings who haven't spoken for decades over a dispute about inheritance. An old friend who betrayed you, or deep, unhealed rifts with your own children. But as the sunset of life approaches, continuing to carry those heavy stones of resentment in your backpack only weighs down your shoulders and drains your joy of living. Forgiveness does not mean you agree with their mistakes. Forgiveness also does not mean you have to force yourself to be friends with them again. Forgiveness simply means you decide to cut the chain tying your soul to the past. If you can, pick up the phone, swallow your pride, and offer a word of reconciliation. Say, it's all in the past. If you cannot, or if that person is no longer in this world, just forgive them in your mind. Let your soul be light and serene. Do not carry any bitterness into the final chapters of your life. Lesson 8. Become a safe harbor for the next generations. One of the greatest sorrows of old age is feeling disconnected from the younger generation. You look at your grandchildren glued to their phone screens, speaking slang you don't understand. You feel the world is spinning too fast, and traditional values are seemingly forgotten. The generation gap sometimes creates a profound loneliness even during family gatherings. But instead of judging or nagging that things weren't like this in my day, try to look at the kids with empathetic eyes. Their world is too loud and filled with ruthless pressures that our era never had. Instead of trying to change them, become a safe harbor for them. Don't force them to follow your ways. Just be a non-judgmental listener. When a grandchild comes home with a broken heart or a failure at work, they don't need a moral lecture. They just need a hug, a plate of warm cookies, and the words, "It's okay, honey, Grandma and Grandpa are still here." When you give unconditional love, the generation gap will naturally be filled with warmth. Lesson 9. Find magic in slow, quiet routines. The hustle of youth is gone. You no longer have to jump out of bed at 6 a.m., rushing out into the snow to clock in on time. Now, you have an incredible luxury that all the young people out there are desperately craving: the power to master your own time. Fill that time with healing routines. Going to the garden to water a rose bush, carefully pruning each withered leaf, kneading dough to bake a pie, or sitting down to knit a scarf. Do not consider these just ways to kill time. When you do them with focus and mindfulness, they become sacred rituals. Caring for a plant with your own hands reconnects you with the vitality of Mother Earth. Baking a pie brings back the scent of coziness and safety. These slow, repetitive tasks will water your soul every day, reminding you that life is always full of simple magic, as long as we know how to slow down to notice it. Lesson 10. Every sunrise is a brand new beginning. There is a very flawed and pessimistic thought that, once a person crosses 70 or 80, life is pretty much settled. The book is at its final chapter, and there is nothing new left to look forward to. This is absolutely untrue. As long as you open your eyes to the sunrise, you still have a purpose and value on this earth. You can still learn something new. You can still smile and brighten the day of the supermarket cashier or the mail carrier. You can still write down secret family recipes or record your childhood stories in a notebook to pass down to your descendants. Every morning you wake up, the universe gently places a blank page in your hands. Do not write melancholy, nostalgia, or health worries on it. Write gratitude. Be grateful that your eyes can still see the sun, grateful for a warm breakfast, grateful that you still have the capacity to give love. Aging is not a fading sunset. It is a brilliant late afternoon, holding the deepest, quietest, and most radiant beauty of a long day. Shake off the burdens of yesterday. Embrace yourself with all the tenderness you deserve. Starting today, live the autumn years of your life with tranquility, gratitude, and a heart full of peace. May your new day be serene, whole, and peaceful. Everything is going to be just fine.